This just might be the greatest crossover ever. This is Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island. Don't go away. Oh, the GameCube. I truly do love pulling up the GameCube and just slamming in any disc I have and enjoying a night of fun gaming.
Battle your way to victory. Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island, the video game. Available now.
Of course, there are a ton of gems on GameCube, but most games fall into a genre of what I call GameCube games. Games that are generally very simple, pretty short, games that I've reviewed on this channel. And Battle for Volcano Island falls into that category of super simple GameCube games. In fact, it's too simple. Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island has a really long ass title name, but also its best asset is its nostalgia bait.
Who here likes nostalgia?
Straight up, you have crossovers here from SpongeBob SquarePants, Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron. This was big back in the day, and I still have my old save files from when I would rent this game from Blockbuster. And that really is the coolest thing this game has going for it, because the gameplay, even compared to other games from its era, falls short. Take the playable characters, for example. You can play as SpongeBob, Danny, the other chick from Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, Patrick, and even Sandy. Honestly, I would have liked to see this number double. Where's Mr. Krabs? I would have loved to play as Mr. Krabs. What about Squidward? Squidward is in the game. He has regular voice lines. He's just not playable. Same with Jimmy Neutron. Like, Jimmy's in the game, but only as like the guy who guides you to find these objects around the world.
Diffuser not far away. We need that for the rip zipper.
Look, it's over there. Wow, it's beautiful.
Dude, it's an espresso machine.
That's what I said.
I know it's like, oh, it's easier to ask for extra playable characters than it is to implement it in the game code. But honestly, there's not much difference here. You could have easily added more characters. The reason being is because not much differentiates each character from each other. The literal only difference is the fact that they have different animations for their combos, even though Sandy and SpongeBob both share karate moves. But your quote-unquote special move is just a projectile on almost every character except for one. SpongeBob throws a bubble out, Danny Phantom throws this ball out, Sandy throws like a boomerang. You would think that Sandy would lasso enemies with her special, but no, it's just another projectile. Patrick's the only one who got a cool one. He just does somersaults, and he does really high damage. It's just somersaults. The only mechanic you will be utilizing in this game, other than the X button for specials, is A to jump and B to attack. Super duper basic enemy combat scenarios. It's a spam B type game, which isn't really uncommon. Most enemies will die in 1 to 2 combos, and you do have mini bosses along the way, but they're just the exact same as normal enemies, just scaled up and 4 times the health. Level design, I will say a couple things here. I think the blueprint for levels wasn't very good. I personally have a way better idea. Like, the majority of levels here plays as a 2D side scroller, with the problem being that this is a really short game, 2 to 3 hours long. And it's still, even at that length, it reuses gameplay loops. There was a total of 1 puzzle in this game, with the majority of your time just being from getting point A to point B, running through enemies, just beating them up, with some minor platforming in between. And then you have what I like to call stealth sections. You're not really hiding from the eyes of the enemies. You're just trying to sneak your way through these objects. If you get hit, you get knocked down. And it's fine, but the problem with this is that it was overused. Multiple times there was walls with this stuff. The best use of it was going up to these like fluorescent bulbs. This one was way more fun than wall climbing. The only real problem here is the camera. Because I played this co-op with my sister who was coming down for a week, whenever one of us fell off a platform, for some reason the camera followed the person who fell instead of the person who's actually making progress up there. So we just came up with our own way to get by this was whoever fell, just jump off, kill yourself, and the camera will automatically locate the only person alive who is up there making progress. But as far as the levels look, I'll say this. They look good. I think some of the levels here look good and well diversified. You know, you have some really good late levels, some good early levels, but I think it would have been cooler to like go through like well-known locations from the show. Like imagine if you had the house from Fairly Odd Parents, right? Or you go through the Krusty Krab as a level, or Jimmy Neutron City. I think because if this game was really going for that nostalgia bait crossover thing, I think that would have really ramped up the level design. The rest of this game look-wise, pretty decent, honestly. I like the HUD. The HUD's really cool because you have a screenshot, a headshot of a character, and every time you enter a different health state, the headshot changes. I don't like the HP bar. It is just a circle that is green, yellow, or red. Red being bad, green being good, of course. But I think instead of a 3-stage health bar, it would have been better to do even like a 5 or a 10 stage, like health 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, or some sort of bar that fills up. And music is, honestly, pretty decent. Nothing blew me away, but playing through the game, I did notice tracks were pretty fun to listen to.
It's just like a holiday, but with monsters.
Ain't nothing I like more than a good round of...
And as far as the cutscenes go, I'll let you judge. I'll let you judge. Just a reminder, this game released in 2006, which is a whole year after games like Resident Evil 4.
I wish those crowds would freeze!
Done and done, Timmy.
The OP character? The OP character?
Guys, I found this in the crowd's fort. A Jimmy Neutron communicator.
That's great. Maybe Jimmy can help us out.
Sorry, battery's not included.
That's how they get you, Timmy. That's how they get you.
So overall impact. Honestly, I'm doing my best to pull out as much information from a 2 to 3 hour game as possible. Especially for one so simple like this, where even compared to other GameCube games, it is simple compared to those. And even with Battle for Volcano Island being a short 2 to 3 hour game, we came across 3 whole ass glitches, okay? And they all involve Sandy. My sister got stuck in this level, just like Sandy was like glitched into the map. Oh shit, you actually are.
I'm stuck in the... Where'd I go?
Okay.
Oh.
My sister also got stuck here because she was infinitely in a time loop where you spawn, you die, you spawn, you die, you spawn.
Wow. And again. What? Do you see this?
And also Sandy, for some weird reason, where no one was even playing her. When you aren't playing characters, right, the NPCs, they're just sitting on the sideline. They don't do nothing. For some reason in this boss fight, Sandy kept saying her catchphrase over and over again, even in like cutscenes and stuff. So I don't know what Sandy was on during this playthrough, but it was kind of funny. What is Sandy doing? There are nice collectibles to collect throughout the game, stuff that can unlock bonus outfits, bonus levels, but honestly I wasn't dedicated enough to this game to really flesh that part out. But that's it. That is this game. That is all of Volcano Island. Everyone here watching this knows I'm not going to say this is an amazing 10 out of 10. This beats like all the games I've ever played. The real question here is, would I recommend this? No. The real question is here, if you're hanging out with a friend, right? It's a fun co-op night. You got snacks and drinks. You just want to boot up the GameCube, play some co-op fun stuff. Would I still recommend this? Honestly, no. Don't get me wrong. I played through this and it was fun. But I think if you're going for a fun co-op night, an old school GameCube style night, there are better options out there. Like even better options that I've played on my channel, and I know there's dozens more out there. I think Battle for Volcano Island really went in on the nostalgia bait, said, hey, we've got your classic favorites coming in hot. And then they're like, well, what about the actual gameplay after that? Like, we've got the greenlit idea. What do we back it with? And they're like, I don't know, just make something. And the devs just made something very simple. So simple that I haven't even described the story to you yet because it can be summed up in this one cutscene.
Actually, we were summoned here to defeat an evil monster and save the universe.
My, you folks have been busy.
So that's everything that I could possibly say on this game. Nicktoons, Battle for Volcano Island, 5.3 out of 10. So that's it. Another GameCube game down. It never, ever, ever gets old to pull the GameCube out and just boot it up. That console for me will defy the test of time. But for now, I'm your host, Beneath the Mask. I hope you enjoyed this review. Peace out.
Hey, you wiener! You don't look so scary from here. You look like a toy monster.
Can you turn it off?
Hey, you wiener.
But apparently calling him a wiener is okay.
What is up? I know what you're thinking. You're only here for the bonus Easter egg soundtrack I put in at the end of every video. But did you also know I have a donation page under Buy Me a Coffee? Donate whatever you want to my channel and I'll put half that back to an environmental charity. So that's that. Enjoy the music. Peace out.